The SuperSpeed is a pretty unique sail. It's designed for speed, works good for slalom as well. It's designed to go on an RDM mast and it has no cambers in it. So it's going to be a little bit different rigging than what most people are used to rigging for race sails. And instead of using cambers, we're using more luff curve. There's more tension in the sail. So probably one of the first things to do is make sure you got some really good downhaul line. Make sure you've got the right mast. You know, it's designed specifically for the hot rod RDM mast. Other skinnies will work too, but it will be best on the hot rod RDM. Let's try rig the 5.5. Okay, first off, make sure this guy's together. You don't want to get the mast in there and have it halfway apart. You'll end up snapping the mast. Not a good thing. Put it in, you want to keep it on the top side. It's the easiest way. I like to just make sure that that joint's still together. Move up to the top. Make sure the pin is in the top. Okay, that's solid. Now we've got a nice extension with a roller sideways, so it's pretty easy to thread. Now comes the good old rigging tool. This makes life so much easier. So much easier to tune a sail when you're not fighting it. So this thing is just a piece of cake to downhaul. As you can see, as we're downhauling, just watch how the sleeve starts to tighten up. And now it's pretty much all tight. So that's your starting reference point for the downhaul. There, the left panels come tight. You can see everything's nice and tensioned. And we've got a little bit of pre-twist there. Neutral basically means you just let it just sit there. And you basically want the boom pretty much perpendicular to the mast. So if you're going to rig, if you're shorter and you like to rig with a lower boom, you might want to go in the bottom ring. And if you're tall and you're at the top, you might go on with the top one. And you can rig both so you can have an in between. So basically there's 5 different clue heights you can actually use. So a neutral outhaul setting like this I'd use on like a close reach, like slalom racing, something like that. So basically just attach the clue right where it's at and then pull it in or push it in or pull it out. So as soon as the sail loads up, it's going to make this shape, and this is a moderate amount of draft. It's good for going across the wind. Good all-round setting. But if you're going to go on a proper speed run deep off the wind, you're going to make the sail a little bit fuller than that. So let's look at what that looks like. Now I didn't even untie it. I basically one notch in on the boom. That's all I did. So now we can see this is about as full as you'd ever want to rig the sail. It's just about touching the boom. A little bit of a narrow boom actually. I've got a wider boom that I like for speed sailing, so you don't really want the sail touching the boom. So if you're going deep off the wind through choppy water, this is the kind of the amount of draft that you want in the sail. And even though it doesn't have the cambers, you'll see that the draft fills in pretty good as soon as the sail's powered up and the mast is deflected. There's the tack strap. What we've done is we've got a whole piece of sail down at the bottom here to try and reduce the amount of air that sneaks underneath the bottom of the sail. But because the tack pulley's up here, you don't have any tension, it's all loose. So what you want to come and do So you give this guy a good crank, make it nice and tight here. Don't worry, there's going to be a wrinkle here. That's normal, right? The load comes out from here. We're just adding some extra tension, so you keep getting a nice, good, tight perimeter tension there. So that's quite important. So make sure you get that guy nice and tight. Okay, so here we are. We've got it rigged static on the beach. It's not how it is when you're on the water. You've got a lot of pressure in here, and it basically is pushing down like this. You can see when the sail's loaded up, that leech tightens up nicely, so you've got a good, even distribution of tension, and you've got a nice progressive twist. It gets progressively more and more twist as you come up towards the top of the sail. This batten right here is going to have about 45-degree angle to the boom. See, everything becomes tight and smooth and efficient. There's a certain amount of twist you want, and if you go beyond that, it makes things more comfortable and easier, but you're going to give up just a hair of speed. So that's another one of those things you just got to figure out from tuning is what's going to work best for you. Okay, so it's important that you get enough downhaul on. Sometimes people don't, but you're going to get the whole leech loose on the beach. That's fine. As soon as you get out in the water, you get the sail loaded up. The mast is going to deflect. That leech is going to get that nice twist in it, and everything's going to tighten up. And you're going to have the perfect amount of twist, and you're going to go really fast. See, there's absolutely super easy rotation. It just goes from one tack to the other. It's like a wave sail. So if you're racing slalom, it's the easiest jiving sail out there. So you can take a few people at the mark. Anyways, we're rigged up, ready to go. So let's go sailing.